Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life here in the District of New Jersey.
Welcome back to INCRadio, New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we not only show you the flavor of life, but we learn together. I'm one of your hosts today. I'm Kath Leah, and today we are talking about side hustles and small businesses. So, of course, I'm not alone. With me is Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Leah, and hey, our viewers and listeners near and far. And yes, we will talking about side hustle, small business. You know, it's a climate there where anyone can do anything at any time, and there's so many things that you can do. And we will be learning about it from Marisol. So we'll be seeing her shortly.
Yeah. Have you thought about having a side hustle, Jeff?
You know, I've thought about it, yeah, and a couple times, you know, I've emceed or hosted weddings, and you know, got some money. Actually, was thinking about it for a point in time, but then, you know, it takes time, and you know, and actually, it's something interesting that Marisol will talk about later about procrastination or having an idea and actually going through it. And should you? How about you, Leah? Have you thought about having a side hustle?
I actually started one years ago, online selling, just as a way to clear out. I hate to throw away books, so I was selling books online along with some collectibles that I think I might have overdone it with. You know, you don't realize how much stuff you have until you see it all in one room, and then you're like, ooh, I don't have enough space for this. And I really hate throwing away things. So I did have a reselling business. I still have it. I haven't updated it in a while, and I'll probably work on that after this show. But yes, absolutely. And I found it very fulfilling. It's very fun, actually. But, you know, it was a side hustle as a hobby, I guess, when I had time, not as an actual business. So I probably could have expanded it if I focused more on it. So I'm excited to hear, because I know Marisol, I see her stuff on social media, and she, right? Yeah, she looks like she's always sending things out.
Yeah, she had some reels and stuff, which she'll also talk about too. That was one thing that an angle she was looking at, and she was also, you know what? Let's not spoil it because it's so good. Seriously, you know.
But before we get started, Jeff, maybe Team Live Chat also. Maybe they also have tips and stories for us. So, you know, those in the live stream, if you want to share your tips and answer the questions, you know, feel free, and we will talk about it after our interview with Marisol.
Yep. And also, Team Live Chat, let us know what side hustle or side business either you're doing or you would be interested in. Maybe you have some really good ideas. Yeah, it's so interesting just to see what people do. All right, so let's kick off the show. Okay, so Marisol, what inspired you to start a side hustle or the side hustle that you're doing?
Hi to everyone who is tuning in to INCRadio New Jersey. I know that we have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to answer the first question right away, which is what inspired me to start this side hustle. But for those of you who don't know what my side hustle is, I recently, you can say it's recently, it's a year from when I started to do reselling. So I resell clothes, shoes, and just about any item that I can find that I think I could resell for a profit. And the reason why I started this side hustle, I think I can speak for most people who have side hustle. I think the main reason and the main inspiration is, of course, to have extra income. And for whatever reason you want to have that extra income for me is what inspired me to try to find another means of income for my family, is because I was inspired, and I still am inspired to help, you know, a family member in the Philippines who is sick or who is ill, and I want to be able to have that extra money to send to them on a regular basis to help, you know, with their illness. And also another reason is, you know, I like going on vacation, so I want to have that extra income, to pay for my vacation or to put extra money towards retirement or to save money for, college funds. So there's so many reasons, and those are just a few of the reasons that really inspired me to do this side hustle.
Yeah, that's so super interesting because you always hear about people doing side hustles. Sometimes it starts out as a hobby, and sometimes, like, times are tough. So you want to have a side hustle, you want that extra income. Maybe you're just making ends meet or you're living paycheck to paycheck, and that little bump up will, give you a little smile. And, it's tough for everyone. It's tough for other people. So you can use your side hustle to help others. Leah, how about you? What inspired your side hustle?
Honestly, I grew up in a household where we don't throw anything away. So I was giving away things. And actually, my husband was like, well, do you think about maybe selling it? Maybe, it might not be as valuable to you, but it might be valuable to someone else. But it is very rewarding to get that extra money, but you do have to prepare a little bit. But I don't want to preempt Marisol, but yeah, no extra money and the space that it takes up in your house. I mean, it's like when I was growing up, garage sales were a big thing, but during the pandemic, no one was really driving around, so this was a great way to clear out all that space or things that you'd want to do for a garage sale. If you're not selling new things, if you're selling, how do they describe it? Gently used items.
Gently used. I always look for the new or like new, or sometimes
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon tells you, and actually some other platforms tell you whether or not it's like new. Like they'll rate it for you, and then in like Poshmark or Mercari, you have to put in pictures. So, there's a way to see in what condition the item is. So, yeah, no, it's exciting to get started. When your customers start, demanding that it's now, that's when it's a challenge, especially if you have your regular job and other obligations.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, the post office closes. This is not a 24/7 operation. Like you have to wait till the next day. And some people are like, can you FedEx it to me or, send it by UPS or something like expedited. I'm like, it's Sunday. No one's open today. So like no one's delivering anything. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's hear more from Marisol. I'm excited.
Yeah, and then speaking of getting started, people will always have ideas. How do you take that idea to reality? So Marisol, how did you take your idea from concept to reality?
Well, to be honest with you, this is really not my original idea. This is something that I watch from other people do. There's a lot of resellers out there, and so this is not my idea. It's somebody else's idea, and so many other people's idea. I just learned about the reselling business, and I thought to myself and brother, me and brother Brian, this is something that we can actually do. So we decided to put our foot down and really give it a go.
That's so interesting. There are ways to sum that up too. There's a famous slogan, and once again, we're not promoting any of these other businesses. Maybe Marisol's, I don't know. But you've heard it. Just do it. You know, Ideas are worth nothing. Nothing. Executions are worth everything. So, just give it a go, Leah, just like you did. As a matter of fact, how did you take yours from idea to concept to reality?
I was so determined because I could see the profitability. Because I also like to buy from independent sellers, and it actually started in college about reselling, your books back to the college textbook store. But when you sold it back, it was only worth like 10% of the selling price. It's like, wait a minute, I paid like $100 for this, and you're only going to give me $20 or $10 for it. This is ridiculous. So it was an alternative to that, and actually my coworkers or the clerks in the office who were still in college, that's what they would do. They would resell their books online, and that's really what motivated me. I was like, wow. So you're making back? He's like, well, I'm making back at least half the money that I spent on this. And postage, they have a special rate for books, so these are the costs. So to me, it seemed like a profitable business, and because they were doing it and they made it seem so easy, I did it too.
Awesome. It's so funny that you're talking about that's a way to declutter. I wonder if my parents are in the live chat.
I think my mom might be in there too. So hopefully this will motivate them to, get it, get a plan together, and I would definitely help them send out their stuff.
Yep. And speaking of motivation and challenges, that's one of the things too. Like Maricel, you started your side hustle. Lay, you started your side hustle, and at times I'm thinking about it. I'll dip my toe into that pond, trying to figure it out, but then it's like, I don't have time. Oh, it's challenging. Just gonna need that. So yeah, let's actually go back to you, Marisol. What were the biggest challenges you faced when starting, and how did you overcome them? And how did you balance your side hustle with your main job or other responsibilities?
The biggest challenge I would say when I started this side hustle is the time, the element of time. Because, I still have my full time job. I work a lot of hours, I take a lot of overtime hours. And so, having a full time job, being a mom, having duties and responsibilities in our church, and also I have personal things that I have to do for myself, prioritizing self-care and all those other things. So adding a side hustle into all that is really challenging. So time for me is the biggest challenge that I have to overcome. And so how I overcame this is by prioritizing. You have to prioritize which is really important to you. So you have to sacrifice the things that you used to do and use that time towards this side hustle. So for me personally, I don't know if you have noticed, I have stopped making reels on social media. I used to really spend time like edit videos and content and post on my social media account. But I really I cut down on that because instead of spending the time to do those reels and other being a digital creator, I'd rather just use that time wisely by sourcing for inventory or posting those items on the platform that I'm selling on, and just using those time wisely to learn how I can be a better reseller. So that is the challenge that I am still trying to overcome on a daily basis. I am not really posting a lot of items as much as I want on those platforms. Like right now, I'm only doing, maybe I'm posting 2 to 3 items on the marketplace. I am hoping that I can go up to 5 to 10 items a day, but it's really hard when you have a full-time job. So I try to squeeze it a little at a time. If I have a downtime, I try to post, save a draft, and then if I have time, I would continue my draft until I'm able to post it for the item for selling. So time for me is the biggest challenge, and I still continue to try to overcome that aspect.
It truly is. Time is limited. There's one of my favorite songs, says, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. In the end, you have to figure out what matters. And in the end, you really have to figure out what you can do with your time. It's like we talked about in our time management show, you only have 24 hours in the day. You need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to take care of your family. And honestly, Marisol, I don't know how you do it. For those of you who didn't know, Marisol's not a full-time INCRadio host. She does so many different things. She's a professional physical therapist, and she actually even goes out to her patients, and has all the other things. She has 2 kids, she has a husband, she has to take care of them. Honestly, Marisol, I don't know how you do it.
She also has 2 cats.
And she has 2 cats. Oh, the thing is, I think, isn't it cats kind of take care of themselves more than dogs do?
Well, I mean, that's an assignment for, her kids to take care of the cats, but, she's the executive mom at home. So she has to, I mean, 2 cats still part of the household, right?
Right. Yeah. That's still family. Furry family.
It is. Even if it was a fish is still family. Still got to get fed.
Yeah. So, Leah, how about on your side? What are some of the things that you had to overcome, some challenges that you had in your side hustle?
Time is really the thing that you have to figure out and sacrifice because, again, if you're going to get to the post office or you're going to get to your shipping drop off place, I know there are some people like Grace and Abe who also have home businesses where even if you print out the labels yourself, you have to make it to the pickup time. If you're not going to get it picked up from your house, otherwise you're missing out on that time. And so if you get orders during the week and you're doing the side hustle on Saturday, you need to make sure you're there on Saturday, or else your customers will give you poor ratings. They will downgrade your rating, and it's really awful when you get a terrible review. I mean, it's especially for small business owners, a reputation. A lot of people will not buy from someone who has 1 star, 2 stars.
So
So
true.
yeah, no, timing is really it. We all do different things, and we also want to take a nap sometimes. You don't want to be online at the post office Saturday morning hauling all these packages. So you really have to decide to prioritize your business in order for it to succeed, even if you only have a few buyers a week.
And that's where it starts, and you have to overcome those challenges. There's a concept in chemistry, which is the activation energy. Sorry to get a little nerdy, but yeah, like you have to overcome that energy. You have to overcome that initial hump to get things going. And who knows, it could be an explosive thing. That side hustle can become your full-time job, or even more than even more than your full-time job. So it can become your full-time job. So let's also find out from Marisol, what advice would you give to someone thinking about starting a side hustle? They've got that motivation, but also what's one mistake that you made that others should avoid? And if you could go back and start over, what would you do differently?
So my advice for those who are thinking or have been thinking or procrastinating on starting a side hustle is that just do it. Stop procrastinating, stop thinking about it, and just do it. Me and brother Ryan, we've always wanted a side hustle. We've always wanted an extra income, and for maybe a couple of years we spent time just learning and watching on YouTube and other social media, like learning what side hustles are out there. But honestly, there's so many side hustles out there that you can do. You just have to pick a niche where you feel you are passionate about. So for me, I love clothing, I love fashion. So when I came across reselling, it wasn't really the original side hustle that we wanted to do. We actually wanted to we heard about drop shipping, so we started watching tutorials about drop shipping, and there were so many challenges along the way as we were learning about drop shipping. And then as we were learning about this side hustles, and like the algorithm brought us these reselling videos, and when we learned and we educated ourselves about it, and we felt that this is something that is within our reach, that it's something that we can do. So we finally decided to just do it. So for any one of you out there who wants to do a side hustle, just do it. Stop procrastinating. And if there is one mistake that I made that I want to correct and I want to avoid doing, and if that's one advice I want to give you, is stop procrastinating. Just do it. And if I can turn back the time, I would have started the side hustle much earlier. So go do it. Find a niche that you are passionate about, and just go for it. And don't expect that you're going to be successful in a year. It will take, give yourself maybe 2 or 3 years, but as long as you're seeing progress every month, or every week, as long as you're making progress, then just go for it. But don't expect an overnight success. You gotta be patient. Another important advice that I can give is you gotta know your why. Why are you doing this? Because if you have a strong why, if you have a why that is unshakable, no matter what happens in your journey in this side hustle of yours, you always just look back at the reason why you're doing it. So if my reason is I want to be able to send money regularly to my family in the Philippines. If I get tired of doing this, I would always just go back to that reason why. You know, like being able to help a family member is a strong enough reason to make you to keep going. So whatever it is, whatever is the reason, if you want to write it and post it in a place where you can always see it and you can always go back on when you are starting to feel down and you're starting to feel that you are not getting any luck or success in this journey of yours. Always look back into why you are doing this, and I guarantee you, you will always get up and continue with this journey because you have a very strong why.
So just do it, know your why, and it'll get you from A to Z. All right. So Marisol, what's next for your side hustle? Any exciting plans on the horizon? Ooh, Marisol?
That is an exciting question. So, what's next on the horizon? I am not really sure what's next, but what I want to do is I really want to increase my inventory. I want to be able to list more items every day because the more you list, the more chances of you selling. And maybe if our business, if our side hustle will become successful, I want to eventually be able to venture into, like, if I have a lot of inventory, like maybe go to consignment stores, sell through consignment, or if our basement gets too full with just our inventory, maybe we could branch out into like renting a space where we can add more inventory. So those are the things that I am hoping will be in the horizon in the near future.
That sounds so exciting for you, Marisol, and we really hope for the best for you. And yeah, let us know, what you got. Maybe you got some stuff for us or Leah or some of our viewers and listeners. Once again, not promoting, but that's the topic of our show. Okay, there's so much interesting stuff. We'd love to talk to you for longer, but we have to move on with our next segment. So, Marisol, any shout outs?
Special shout out to my friend Rosalie Harker, who celebrated her birthday on February 12, and advance happy birthday to my friend Lila Smith, who will be celebrating her birthday on February 16, and advance happy birthday to my sister Mary Ann, who will be celebrating her birthday on the 24th. And hello to everyone who's watching, and thank you so much for always tuning in and listening to INCRadio New Jersey.
Thanks so much, Marisol. And once again, we're not promoting certain businesses, but we are definitely promoting our studio. So watch the show. And yes, once again, Marisol, thank you so much for your experience and your stories. We really wish you could talk more. So as a matter of fact, talking, Leah, what's been going on in live chat?
Our live chat, they're actually saying a lot about side businesses and side hustles. But before we get to that, Jeff, I think I missed this last week. Do you have any shout outs?
Oh yeah, I actually do have a bunch. We've actually had some birthdays in our in the family. So yeah, my cousin Joanne Soriano and also her husband Bobby Soriano, all the way from Manhattan. It's not that far away, honestly. It's so funny. But yeah, they had birthdays, and also my cousin Abraham Blanco. Happy birthday, and happy birthday to Bergen's own Arthur Doc, and happy birthday to Baltimore's Jason Castellano, and happy birthday to INC Radio's own Tony Valenzuela.
Nice. All right. And for me, I just want to wish in advance happy birthday to my husband, Philip. His birthday is coming up. So in case I forget next week or I'm not on this show, I just want to wish him a happy birthday. All right. We actually have a lot of comments and we actually have a question. So we want to give our first honors to Nathaniel Russell, all the way from Fort Worth, Texas. Thanks for tuning in live. And then from a Young Food Channel, there's a question. Is there any instruction regarding naming, promoting something? I don't know if that's like a general business. I feel like whatever your favorite name is for your business. I don't know, like a Young Food Channel, that sounds like a business on its own. We also want to say hello to Perlin Fernandez from the Philippines. Jeff, is this a relative?
I don't know. We'll find out. You figure we're all related eventually. So.
And then Lonnie from Long Island City, District of New York. We also have Mario Oka from the Philippines in Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. Jennifer Trinidad from Long Beach, Orange County, California. We also have Jeb Barrientos from Orange County, California as well. Thanks for tuning in. And from Paris, bonjour from Wayne. Okay, Religio. It's like, is that, I just don't want to mispronounce it. And of course, we want to say hello to Brother James Timothy Malabana, and good morning to everyone from New York. So he says his last side hustle was in the early 90s. Lemonade stand only lasted a day. Well, you shouldn't be selling lemonade, I think, for more than a day, right, Jeff? Yeah, we have a lot more comments, but we're going to move forward. We have a couple of other entrepreneurs, Charleston Navisa, selling car parts in the marketplace. There are a couple of comments about cats not being helpful in selling the business, Jeff. Can't imagine. They just like to jump in the boxes. And also from Abe Evangelista, they're talking about their businesses. So if you want to, we're out of time. So if you want to learn more about tips from, maybe we do a part 2, Jeff. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Let's do a part 2 so that we can move on to our next segment,
which is hashtags. And you know what? We're running out of time, so we can forego the bumper for now. So honorable mention goes to Winslow. Congratulations, Winslow. In third place, we have Elizabeth. So congratulations, Leah, on Elizabeth. All right. Okay, in second place, we have Aston. Congratulations, amazing Aston. And in first place, drum roll please, Bayonne. Congratulations, Bayonne.
Wow,
you
Bayonne.
are our winner.
I think that's my mom has a hand in that. So congrats, Mom. Thanks for all your hashtags. All right,
so, on to you, Leigh, for activities.
Yeah, for our activities, since we're out of time, we're going to push through the bumper. And tomorrow, as the booklet formal and children's worship service socialization. I forget the name of the venue, but if you're attending, don't forget to check in the times and the directions. And of course, don't forget about your congregation's local events and the daily Bible study schedule. All right, we're moving on to our CFO in action.
CFO in action.
The Kadiwa members in the District of New Jersey Church of Christ gathered this weekend for their monthly meeting, where they were reminded of their vital role in the church's mission to edify its members. The meeting emphasized the importance of the youth taking on leadership roles and offices within the organization. By doing so, they can contribute their unique skills and experiences to help achieve the church's goals. The meeting encouraged the young members to be more proactive in serving the church, whether through leadership or support roles. Led by District Minister Brother Alex Reyes, the members in the District of New Jersey continue to be united in all activities launched by the church administration. This was our CFO in action the past week. From the District of New Jersey, this is Sister Marisol Dagoton. We'll have more on the CFO in action next week. See ya!
And see you there, especially if you're going to the booklet formal, or maybe even with the COS might join you there for a little fun and games. You know, time just goes so fast. So that's it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and learned about side hustles and small businesses. And once again, Marisol, thank you so much. If you found value in our discussion today, please like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you think this episode would be helpful to someone you know, please share the link with them.
And before we go, we'd like to thank our church administration for their continued support to INCRadio and allowing us to have this platform where we can stay connected and learn together. We especially thank our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, and our CEBSI president and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Manalo. We'd also like to thank our INCRadio station manager, Brother Wally Tarai.
And before we say goodbye, we again thank our viewers for taking the time to watch this episode and sharing your thoughts and experiences on side hustles and small businesses. Once again, just go for it. Just do it. Make that motivation. Know your why to take you from A to Z. See you on the next episode of INCRadio New Jersey.
is INCRadio DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.